So good evening, everyone. Welcome back again in another weekly market outlook. Hope you are good, doing well, enjoying your weekend, and obviously getting ready for next week, and also getting ready for this for Christmas and year end holidays. So let's look at the website techtradingacademy.com, and then we're going to look at the links where you can follow me for ideas, updates, and setup. So if you're looking to join us, looking to join for membership, or looking to, to get a training, just simply go to membership levels and check membership levels are there. If you're looking for group training or one-on-one training, just simply choose that level. Or if you are looking for further information, just simply fill that form and send that form to me for further information. So I'll try my best get back to you as soon as possible. All right, so if you're looking for social sites or links for website or Slack group, just simply go to signature box on my TradingView profile. You're gonna get all these links from there, or you can get all these links from description box under the uh, under my YouTube channel. All right, so website, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Slack group, and Telegram. Okay, now let's move on to the setups. All right, so setup, we are, as said last week, we are having a strong risk on move. We are still within a strong risk on move, as we know that there is no uncertainty at the moment, which is driving the the risk on move aggressively higher. But there is some you know problems which are just arising for the equities, for the stock market. And the problem is that stock market is just a couple of you can say that billions away from 100 trillion mark. All right, so about to hit the 100 trillion mark. Right, so we may see a correction over there on the indices. So you can say that indices are getting into the over overvalue zone. All right, so there we can see, okay, so couple of, you can see that billions away from 100 trillion, from 100 trillion mark. All right, so world total stock market is just about to hit the 100 trillion mark. All right, so we have seen almost 40 trillions. All right, so 40 trillion from since March. Okay, so 40 trillion came in the market in the world stock since March. Okay, so 40 trillion, and before that it was around the 60 trillion. Okay, so it's a milestone mark for the global stock market. Okay, so we may see correction over there from that. Okay, and overvaluation. So we are just simply getting into the overvaluation territory on the stock market. All right, so now let's move on to the setups for the next week. So I'm gonna start from the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and then gonna move on to the others and dollar pairs and all. Okay, so Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar getting back to the bottom. All right, so from bottom we were heading towards the top. All right, and we tagged the top, and then we are reversing from the top. Okay, so reversing from the top and struggling to push more lower, so which means that we are close to the bottom. All right, so it's setting up for a buy opportunity now. All right, buy opportunity now for expanding triangle formation back to 110 or 12 areas, or a longer term breakout. Right, so longer term breakout is also possible on this chart. but not right now. Right, so so if I'm gonna look at the daily chart, okay, so daily chart also broken and going down. And last week, as I said, to look for it to go higher. Okay, so price already started to push more higher from the lows. All right, so we still can see another leg lower within that expanding triangle formation. All right, so okay, within that expanding triangle formation, another leg may appear. Okay, this is tradable for short term with this previous trend. All right, but it is risky to trade for the downside. The reason that we are close to the bottom. Okay, so better to trade for upside every time and see that the price is coming close to these lows or forming new lows. So trade for longer term for the upside. All right, so for the sell, make sure you see that price broken down that trend, okay, sharply, and correct over there the way it has done there. Okay, so after it breaks down, it correct over there. Okay, and then go for the sell side for this trade. Yeah, before trading for the downside, make sure you see that pattern formation over there and then trade to the downside. Okay, reason, yeah, the reason why, wait for that breakdown and correction. It will confirm that the price is not going to push more higher and going to continue to go lower. Okay, so currently we are looking for this correction to break up and continue to go higher. We are already long on it from these lows. We were waiting for this to reverse from those lows. All right, and now we are looking it to continue to go more higher rather than for the downside, and this correction to break out and continue to keep pushing higher. Yeah. Okay, so we have changed our view now on it on this chart, not selling this pair anymore. Okay, we were selling it every time when we were having pullbacks. Australian dollar, right? So all these charts are there. I have shown you weekly, daily, 4-hour, all charts, right? All these charts. So now it's over. Bearish trend is over, right? So don't think so that it is going to continue to go lower. So this is what you are looking for, sell before you sell the leg lower, which I have just shown. Breakdown, correction, and then you sell it. All right. So far we are in a continuation trade for the upside. All right. So hope you got that. This is a good chart for trading for upside. People don't trade in this chart. All right. This is a good and risk-free chart. So Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and we got a Kiwi CAD. I guess I'm gonna look at the Kiwi pairs first, all right? Because they are having a lot of potential. They have extended a lot. Now they are trying to push lower. So you got a breakdown, nice aggressive breakdown on it on this chart. We had divergence on the Kiwi CAD. It was just keep pushing higher, slowly, and struggling to push more higher last week, all right? And struggling to push more higher. So finally we got the sharp breakdown on it. All right, so you're looking for another a correction over there, and that's the trade for next week, more downside. All right, so that's the trade. So if you see that this is not going to happen, okay, on lower time frame, this is a daily time frame. So if I will look at the lower time frame, okay, so if this correction is not coming out over there and price is pushing back to that top, these areas, okay, so there's still going to be a sell opportunity on this bigger daily time frame. All right. Okay, so chart you have just seen on a bigger daily time frame. So let's straight away go to the 4-hour. Okay, so start looking for correction from 1-hour time frame to 4-hour time frame. Okay, correct over there, that trade. Okay, correct over there and these trades. Okay, so if this correction is not coming and price is pushing higher, okay, like that, pushing, bouncing up, okay, and correcting over there on 1-hour time frame again and going back up. Okay, so it is tradable for short term for upside, as I have explained, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar for the downside. Okay, but again, look for this trade from the top. All right, so sell opportunity on the CAD. Okay, so nice breakdowns we have seen on this chart. Okay, so start looking for corrections on this chart to 4-hour time, up to 4-hour time frame. Okay, so 4-hour time frame correction gonna be a decent correction over there. Right, so that's the Kiwi CAD, another good chart to watch. Okay, Kiwi Chief, another good chart to watch. All right, so you get a nice similar pattern over there on this chart, the pattern you have just seen on the Kiwi CAD, okay, and breakdown. All right, a decent pattern formation was there too. Okay, so Kiwi was struggling, and you got a breakdown. All right, so you got a breakdown, again correction, that trade. Okay, correction is not appearing, go back up this top or slightly go higher, again that trade. Okay, so if I'm going to look at the lower time frame, as said, another correction to form over there. Yeah, this one was already there, correct over there and breakdown. Okay, if not, bounce off, correct, go back up, test the top, again sell from the top. All right, okay, so Kiwi dollar struggling. All right, so Kiwi, we were looking this to break down. Okay, so this chart is also broken down, but breakout is not so sharp the way we have seen on the Kiwi CAD chart. Okay, so all three charts are same. Okay, you got a wedge over there, wedge is trying to break down, so you're looking at decent drop over there the way you have seen just recently on the CAD. All right, correct, this trade all the way go down back to these areas, all right, or that low, or go back up for another move. Okay, so if I'm going to look at the lower time frame, this pair is still not, sharp, still not sharp to the downside. Okay, so still moving slowly. Okay, moving slowly and struggling. Okay, so you're looking at a bit bigger correction over there on this time frame. Okay, on 1 to 4 hour time frame, and that correction to break down. Okay, if correction is not appearing, another short-term buy opportunity going to be over there, back to that top or new high within that channel. Okay, and then again start looking for sell from the high. All right, so it still can go back up for another leg higher. Okay, you still can see another leg higher the way I have just shown on the others. Okay, so new high we can see over there. All right, so if you don't want to get into the trade on this correction on a breakdown to the downside, all right, so then let the price get back to the top or previous high, and then you're looking it to go down from the previous high. Okay, so if I'm going to look at the lower time frame, then you are, okay, so you are watching a correction over there like other Kiwi pairs. Okay, so correction, and that correction to break down aggressively. All right, so Kiwi dollar, Euro New Zealand dollar also broke out for the upside. Last week we were looking for this to break out for upside. All right, and we got a decent move on this chart finally. Okay, so reversed from the bottom. Okay, before that we were looking for flag to break out. All right, so flag, we did not see breakout on flag. All right, then we were looking for another leg lower. All right, form new low and then go back up. All right, or hold this floor, hold that bottom, and then break up. So we got a break up over there. All right, and then we were expecting it to form a correction over there. Okay, we have seen that correction. All right, and that correction to break out. We got that correction. Now the next chart is very much clear. Okay, so next, what to do next? All right, so another correction to form over there, breakout, another to form over there, breakout, and keep pushing higher. All right, so same analysis on this chart too, like other Kiwi pairs. Okay, so before you start selling this pair, okay, but first of all, you look in this to break out. Okay, so same trade, the trade we have just shown there. Okay, that trade on this correction, we were looking for buy on this chart in our room, on Thursday. So we got a next leg over there nicely. So another correction is just forming over there. Right? So the next correction to break out, continue to go higher. Okay, form another and keep pushing higher. All right, so you look in before you go short, right? Make sure you see a correction over there, okay? And then break down and continue to go lower. All right, so that's the bigger formation, very much same like the other Kiwi bit, okay? And the Kiwi yen, all right, and you look in this too, do exactly same way, all right, like the Kiwi CAD chart. Okay, so you look in this to break down aggressively, test that trend line, go back up, and then drop or keep dragging lower aggressively back to these areas. All right, so the the chart is very much similar like other Kiwi pairs. Okay, so wedge. Okay, so go down within that wedge. All right, so you're looking for a correction over there. For a time frame, breakdown, correct, and keep dragging lower. Okay, if don't correct over there, then similar way, go back up for another leg higher, test this top or new high, and then drag lower. Right, so first of all, looking for a correction over there. Correction is just trying to appear over there. All right, so correct over there, and that trade. Direction is clear. So if not correcting, then all right, just push for another leg higher within that. All right, so break out aggressively, just simply push for another leg higher, okay, and then drag again lower from the top. Okay, so pound New Zealand dollar is the opposite way. Okay, so pound New Zealand dollar to break up and go higher. All right, so break out and go higher. So if I'm gonna look at the lower time frame, we gotta bounce up from the lows. All right, so make sure you trade with care on the pound next week. You're having Brexit uncertainty, all right? So a lower time frame correction breakout, correct, keep pushing higher. Okay, so go all the way back to that top. If I'm gonna look at the lower time frame, okay, so same correction is just there. So first of all, that correction to break out. All right, so breakout, correct, keep pushing higher. Okay, so if breakout is not going to happen, okay, so then let this to break down, correct, then tag the low, this low, and then again start looking for a buy there for upside. Okay, so Kiwi charts are clear. Pound dollar. Okay, so pound dollar is still, still we are having uncertainty on this chart. Okay, so because of the Brexit, so Brexit issue is still there, and that issue is still, creating a volatility on the pound. And pound pairs are expecting that we're going to have Brexit deal, all right, before 31st of December. Okay, now the question is either that deal is going to be a very thin or going to be no deal at all right? And if going to be a very good deal for the UK, then we may see strength on the pound. Okay, but we are not currently expecting strength on the pound because of this Brexit deal. All right, so a pound still can push slightly higher before going down. Okay, before dropping over there, still can push higher up to 38 or 38. Okay, so 48 it is far away, so it can push up to 38 before going to drop to the downside. All right, and what you are looking simply very much same the way I have just explained the New Zealand dollar US dollar chart. Okay, so price is running within that wedge, so you're looking highs every time. First of all, make sure you trade with care because there is a risk, okay, for volatility. All right, and trade with stop loss on this chart. Don't trade without stop loss specifically. So you look in the highs, looking for short-term counter trend trade against that trend. Okay, and if the move is going to be pretty sharp, okay, then stay into the trade and look for target up to 125. All right, then look for target up to 125. Otherwise, your short to medium term target gonna be that low. All right, 29. Okay, so 29 or 27 or 25 all the way. So it's gonna be a big move. Yeah, we are expecting a big move to the downside all the way back to these lows. Okay, whatever the outcome is going to be of that Brexit deal. Okay, this is the formation. So every time when you see that the high is coming within that channel, all right, so trying to catch the top, putting stop loss behind, all right, so correct, drop or go back up and then drop, okay, and break down and continue to go lower. All right, so price action is appearing over there. So on Friday, the deal is just just getting, looks like getting worse. All right, so negotiation looks like getting worse. So pound chief, all right, so pound chief to break down, and this bigger correction to break down and continue to keep dragging lower all the way back to that low or up to this area, okay, that bottom. So on lower time frame chart is pretty much clear, guys. So you are having a correction when market gonna open. You're looking for that correction to break down and continue to keep pushing lower. Okay, so last week what we were looking for, this move to happen. So we are having that move, all right, and this correction to break down. Okay, we got that correction breakout. Okay, and then this correction which is just over there, when market gonna open this to break down aggressively, test that low or break down that low and keep dragging lower all the way back to the 16-15 areas. Okay, whatever the deal is going to be, so UK status is not going to stay as it is right now. Okay, so then pound may stay under pressure and can drag more lower. People are expecting that after the Brexit deal, pound gonna get strong. All right, the pound is strong now within the EU. All right, so after leaving the EU, whatever the deal they're gonna get, either it is going to be a good deal for them, going to be a thin deal for them, or going to be a no deal at all. All right, pound may stay under pressure for some times before going to get stronger. All right, yeah, because of the dollar weaknesses. All right, so pound still can drag lower. Okay, so that correction, breakdown and continue to keep pushing much lower. Okay, so euro pound is the opposite way. So we got the chart already over there. So let me check what time frame it is. So there you got an 8-hour time frame. So we got a breakout too. Okay, so last week we were expecting this to break out. So now there is a correction. Okay, so when market gonna open this correction to break out, correct. Okay, go all the way up to 93. All right, go all the way up to 93 or 1. Okay, so there is another leg lower possibility exist. Okay, before going to continue to go higher. All right, so that's the updated chart. So straight away look at the lower time frame now. Okay, so this correction which is just emerging over there, the next one. All right, so last week which correction which I was talking about, this one. Okay, you got a next leg. Now this correction to break out. Okay, so correct, go more higher. Okay, so sell setup is not there. Yeah, if you're a seller over there, then trade with care. Okay, but one more leg is still possible over there on this chart, guys. Okay, so pound, dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen to break out, we get a breakup, price went higher, tested that top, and then drag lower. So we did not see continuation for more upside. Yeah, so pound, dollar yen can stay there for some times before going to reverse for longer term. All right, but it will reverse for longer term, that's for sure. Okay, so it's not going to stay there forever, so it's going to break up. Okay, that's going to break up, and when we're gonna have breakout gonna be surprise for many people. All right, because they are still expecting that the dollar yen gonna go up to 90. Right, so breakout gonna come, guys, on this chart very soon. We are still running within that wedge or channel, you can see that. Okay, so on a lower time frame, as I said, try to counter every time when you see that there is low. okay, on this chart, or previous low prices hitting at the previous low are forming new low. All right, okay, so let me explain that. So currently we are looking this to correct and keep dragging higher, okay, up to that top, break out that top and continue to keep pushing higher. So if we're not going to see aggressive buying over there on the dollar yen, okay, and then dollar yen to drag lower for another leg, okay, up to the previous low or new low. All right, and dollar yen to drag lower for another leg, okay, this leg lower back to that low or new low, okay, and then again gonna be a big ABC move over there, or you can see whatever you want to call that, okay, and then go higher, okay, go higher for upside. So simply looking for buy every time, and you see that the dollar yen is forming new lows, okay. So on a lower time frame, 15-minute corrections to keep rising. All right now, okay, that trend, when this trend is going to break down, then you can see that let it come at the lows, okay, and then start building the buys from there. Okay, so keep pushing higher from there, these 15-minute corrections. All right, so euro dollar. So interesting, euro dollar broke out the previous top. All right, so let's look at something. All right, let me teach you something. All right. So why euro dollar is going higher is the question. Okay, euro is getting stronger for upside. Okay, so the reason is that inflation, we are having deflation, right? And inflation in the EU is minus 25, all right? 27, sorry, negative 27. Okay, and we're gonna have inflation in the EU soon, all right? Okay, the way we have seen inflation in 2016, the way we have seen inflation in 2009, all right, after dipping below zero. Yeah, after dipping below zero. So this inflation gonna bring weaknesses on the euro. All right, so inflation there, yeah, ECB is expecting that inflation gonna stay close to zero or below zero until this month end, right? And next year, inflation gonna pick up at the start of the year, right? And when inflation gonna pick up, okay, it can pick up within 1 month or 2 months, all right? It can go easily beyond 50, 0.50. And what ECB is doing, they are printing more money, are putting more money in the market. So inflation there gonna drive the euro lower. Okay, so we are having deflation and euro getting stronger because of that, or we can say that dollar is getting weaker because of the inflation is picking up in the US, all right? And if you're gonna look at the history, okay, what inflation has done there, okay, or what currency has done there. Okay, so you're gonna look at this place, all right? And in July, okay, right, so you got a big drop over there when inflation picks, went higher, right? You have seen a big drop over there on the euro. Okay, so you're gonna see similar kind of move. Okay, so inflation cannot stay there forever. This cannot stay there forever. All right, it has to pick up, and that's the ECB mandate. All right, so ECB mandate to manage the prices. All right, so to look after the prices. So if inflation is going to stay close to zero or below zero, so there's not going to be growth in the EU, right? Then ECB gonna fail, right? So they're definitely gonna take steps to push inflation higher, okay? And that inflation gonna drive the euro lower. Okay, so if euro is pushing higher right now, so it's creating simply opportunity for you to sell it for longer term. And right now, strength on the euro dollar is just head window, right? So it can push for 50, 60 or 100 for more upside, but the eventual move you're going to see over there is going to be for the downside for longer term. Okay, hopefully you got my point. So the euro, the higher the euro goes, okay, so look for this to counter for longer term to the downside. You're gonna get more potential on it, all right? And this is what you are looking counter trend trade on it, all right? So for next week, when you're gonna have ECB rate decision, all right? So you're looking for a sharp sell over there. So those who are saying that, I mean, these charts are not working, all right? They're gonna work, all right? They're gonna work. It will take some time. So you're gonna have a big drop on the euro very soon, all right? For those who are saying that, I mean, euro is pushing higher and a euro pushing higher, dollar going lower. How this gonna go lower? So euro dollar gonna go lower. Okay, so inflation cannot stay below zero. Yeah, inflation cannot stay below zero. Yeah, so inflation gonna pick up the way inflation went higher in the US. All right, so inflation went higher in the US. Similar way, you're gonna see higher inflation in the EU as well. Okay, so inflation was close to zero in March. That's the reason Fed cut the interest rate aggressively. Now inflation is close to, it was close to 150. Okay, so it dipped this month again. It was close to 150. So that has driven the dollar lower. Yes, inflation driven the dollar lower. Yeah, so you have very aggressive sells on the dollar. That has driven the dollar lower. Okay, so ECB gonna take steps, and you're gonna see inflation gonna pick up, and euro dollar gonna go lower. Okay, so counter. Okay, so when you're gonna have ECB rate decision, you're looking for a stronger sell on this chart. Okay, so all the way go to back to this previous bottom up to 106 or much lower. We are anticipating that the euro gonna go much lower this time. All right, euro gonna go lower than this low. Okay, so last time when you have seen drop on negative inflation, because you have seen almost 22% drop on it. All right, so if you're going to put that 22% drop here, that's going to be too much. Okay, that's going to be too much. So it's going to be around 90. So that's going to be too much because we're not expecting that much drop. All right, so at least up to this previous low, go to that previous low, 105 or slightly dip below 1, close to 1. Okay, so that can drive, so inflation can drive aggressively lower this chart. So what you're looking, okay, so you are looking aggressive sell on this chart during the ECB rate decision, okay, and first of all your trade going to be that, okay, if it is going to correct over there, then push for another leg higher and then drop, okay, or you're looking this target, okay, this target 16. All right, so 16 going to be your target first. So on lower time frame, okay, on a 1 hour time frame, price is struggling to push more higher. Okay, so simply when market gonna open, you're looking for a correction over there, and that correction to break down aggressively, correct and keep dragging lower all the way back to this low. All right, and if I'm gonna look at the lower time frame, if price slightly push more higher back to this previous top, all right, or let's say going to form another leg higher, okay, then don't worry, let that to finish. Okay, let that to finish, and then again you're looking for this to drop very aggressively. So specifically during the ECB rate this scene, okay, so ECB is going to take to do some changes in their policy on this meeting, all right, so which can drive this aggressively lower. So you're watching it during the ECB rate this year. So you got a nice sell-off on the euro CAD, right? So euro CAD last week, what we were looking for, another leg higher there, okay, another leg higher and then drop. So you got both moves this week on this chart. So you got next leg higher and then you got a very aggressive move to the downside on this chart. Okay, so you got next leg there, okay, and then you got a reversal over there on the euro CAD. So this chart to go much lower in longer term, right, much lower all the way back to these areas, right, all the way up to 142 or 141 within these areas for longer term. Right, so on weekly chart we are looking something like that kind of move, that kind of move. all the way back to the trend line. Get that trend. It's going to be slow, right? So it's going to be slow, but it's going to be there with the passage of time. So on lower time frame, okay, on lower time frame, this expanding triangle, price to correct over there next week. Trade not gonna be best over there because the best place to sell this pair is already gone, okay, from that top. So you're looking just continuation to the downside, back to that low and then go back up. All right, so I have shown you buy on the euro New Zealand dollar and shown you sell on the euro dollar US dollar, okay, and shown you sell here too. All right. So if ECB is going to drive the euro aggressively lower, okay, then euro New Zealand dollar not gonna go higher. All right, then euro New Zealand dollar gonna break the trend line and gonna push lower back the previous lows. So make sure you understand diversification of your trades. All right, so you're gonna drop across the market, not just on this chart or not just on the euro dollar. So your buy opportunity gonna be over there on the euro New Zealand dollar, gonna turn to be a bearish move for the downside. Okay, so correct over there and keep dragging lower. Okay, correct and go down. If test the top, then again start selling from the top. All right, so euro, CAD, and Australian dollar is pushing slowly higher. Okay, slowly pushing higher. Broke the previous top, slightly went higher and broke the previous top. So we are looking this to just repeat that. Okay, repeat the Kiwi cat formation, all right? And you're looking at aggressive sell, test that low all the way back to that low, all right? And I'd break that low, go slightly more lower, or give us a bigger ABC move over there. Okay, test that low and then continue to keep pushing higher for longer term. Okay, so how you gonna trade on this chart? So short term, it is still bullish, okay? On a lower time frame, it is still pushing higher. All right, so it's still pushing higher. And you're looking aggressive sell from the current price, okay? So sharp sell, correct, and just go down all the way back to that low. If not, then push for another leg higher, okay? And again, from the highs, you're looking it to drag lower aggressively for the downside. All right, so it's gonna be a same trade like the trade I have just shown you on the New Zealand dollar US dollar. Okay, so if slowly keep pushing higher the way it is doing right now. Okay, so let that to push higher, let that to complete its bullish move. Okay, and then again start looking for this to drop aggressively lower. Right, so the euro Australian dollar, so you got a nice move. Next week when market open, you're looking this correction to break out, okay, and then this trade. Okay, so last week we were looking for this to hold that bottom, go back up. So you got to move over there from that low, right? Now you're looking this to continue to keep pushing higher, at least up to that top or go there. Okay, so if I'm going to look at the lower time frame, correction is there. When market going to open, you're looking this to break out of that triangle. Okay, so that trade, go down and then again go higher or break out and continue to keep pushing higher in the first attempt. All right. So Aussie dollar, US Aussie dollar and CAD. Okay, so Aussie dollar and CAD also went lower from the previous top. You can did not exactly hit the high which we were anticipating last week. Right, so we were anticipating to hit that high and then drop. So it just dropped lower from this high. Okay, so simply price to correct over there and drag that low or go slightly more lower. Okay, we are not anticipating this one more up leg, okay, but if it goes there back to the high, okay, then again there going to be a sell opportunity on this chart. Okay, so counter it every time and see that the price is testing the previous highs. All right, okay, so this high or that high, okay, so that trade back to that low or new low. So if you don't test that top, okay, and start correcting over there, then break down and continue to go lower simply. Because price topped over there. Yeah, if correct over there, a decent, nice correction appears over there, okay, then look for that correction to break down and continue to go lower. All right, so Uzi Chief is also same chart, okay, so same like the Uzi CAD. We are not anticipating another leg higher, okay, but that leg can appear over there, guys, before going to drop. Okay, that leg can appear over there, another leg higher. So you're simply looking for this previous high, okay, or correction over there, and then this trade back to that low. So just reverse this chart, okay, and the chart which I have just shown you over there, okay. So if you're gonna look at this chart the opposite way, okay, so I have shown you break up there. All right, so you got a break up and correction over there, go higher, okay, just reverse the other chart to the downside. All right, so you're looking at same trade over there, right? So one more leg is possible, but we are not anticipating, right? So correction to form and that move. I'm going to look at the 4-hour time frame. Right, so same correction, okay, same correction to appear over there, triangle, okay, trend, okay, and go higher that trade or go lower if I'm going to make it correct. All right, so correction there, deeper, okay, back to somewhere there, and then keep dragging low, or 100% retracement back to the top, back to the 67 areas. Right, so Uzi yen very much same like the Australian dollar, US dollar. Okay, so still it can push slightly higher before going to drag lower. Okay, so that breakout can happen over there before going to drag lower. All right, so you're looking simply the bullish move to finish and then drag lower very aggressively. All right, so if I'm gonna look at this tiny correction, okay, so this correction to break out from another one and finish its move for the previous top or new high and then drag. All right, so this pair still can slowly climb for upside before going to drop. Okay, so keep eyes there at this previous high, okay, this previous high, or slightly go beyond that and then drag lower. So if do not climb, okay, if do not push more higher and fall very aggressively, okay, and fall, this trend breaks down very aggressively. Okay, so watch correction and start selling it to that low or break slightly lower than that low. Nikkei index, as I said, overvaluation. Okay, 100 trillion mark is about to tag next on global stock market. So buying equities at the current price for more upside is not making sense. Okay, so if you are buying equities at the current price for more upside, think twice. All right, yeah, it also depends what kind of trader you are. Either you are a short-term trader, okay, then you can buy equities at the top. If you are a longer-term traders or medium-term trader, then at least you should wait for the 4-hour time frame corrections to a daily time frame corrections before you start buying the equities for more higher. Okay, so because there is a lot of risk on the equities at the moment. Okay, because of the valuation or higher valuation. Right, so we are, I mean, getting into the bubble territory. So stock market is getting into the bubble territory. Yeah, so the global stock market is 115% of the global GDP. Okay, so 15% above the the global GDP. All right, 15% above. So it is in a bubble territory. So we need a correction. We need a pullback over there, a decent one, not just on this, almost all on those indices which broke this previous top. Okay, which broke this previous top. You need a decent correction over there, and which are still there back at these lows, all right, or still recovering from the pandemic drop. Okay, so they can keep pushing higher because people gonna move on to on those equities, on those stocks, all right, so which are still behind, the pandemic drop. Okay, so on lower time frame, just keep pushing higher, all right, so keep pushing higher. And on a 4-hour time frame, aggressive sell, correct, and tag the trend line. Okay, and go to the trend. Okay, so counter move. Okay, counter trend. Okay, at least go up to the trend line. So you don't have a best opportunities on these indices. Okay, so same goes with the S&P 500. All right, so you need a pullback over there. So on lower time frame, they can still keep pushing higher slowly on 15-minute time frame. Okay, they are still trending for upside. Okay, they can keep pushing higher. Okay, but they are not at a best spot where you can chase the trend. Okay, they can keep pushing higher, and you can see another one, okay, that can break out and continue to go higher. So only a short-term buy and keep taking your profit off. Don't stay into the trade for much longer period of time. Okay, so wait for the bigger drop and then go for long on them. So NASDAQ 100 index is also same. We are expecting correction and then continue to go higher. Yes, if I'm gonna look at this chart, okay, just look at that, how aggressively it went higher. Just look at that, how aggressively it has, it has tagged 13,000, right? How aggressively it has tagged. Even we were not anticipating that kind of strength, on the indices. We were expecting slow recovery. Okay, slow recovery and then break the top. We have seen a tremendous, as I have just shown you, a chart at the start of the weekly market outlook. We have seen 40 trillion in the global stock market from this low. If 40 trillion came in the global stock market, and that has driven, you can say that almost 40 to 50% money came since March. Okay, so that has driven the indices extremely high. Okay, so this is not a sustainable move. Okay, this move is not sustainable. You see that this is just a vertical move, like the way you have seen there in 2000. Okay, vertical move and then big drop. So this is not sustainable for longer term. Okay, they're going to be again another deeper pullback, something like that, and then you're going to see continuation for more upside. Okay, at some point, maybe within 2 years, after 2 years or 3 years. Okay, so time is not clear over there, as you all know that we are having zero interest rate policy and inflation is close to zero, and Fed is trying to Fed and all central banks, they are trying to push the inflation higher because of that pandemic, and interest rates are close to zero, and they're buying bonds, putting a lot of money into the market, all right, and the cheap money is there, and that cheap money is driving the stock market higher. Okay, once they're gonna be you know once we're going to see aggressive pickup in the inflation. Okay, the inflation charts which I have just shown you, let me go back to these inflation charts again. Okay, once you're going to see that they're going to be a quick pickup, that kind of pickup, and inflation going to go above 2 or above 3. So quickly you're going to see that central bank going to start tightening their policy to control the inflation, right? Then you're going to see the stock market, which is right now forming bubble, that bubble going to burst. Okay, so we're going to see a big drop or big correction, you can say that. Okay, a deeper correction. Yeah, 15 to 20, 25% correction can appear over there, and that moment gonna come. Okay, so it's not gonna be over there until 2024 or 25, as long as Fed is not raising the interest rate. Okay, so you're not going to see that drop. Equity is going to keep pushing higher, but still you need a deeper pullback on the indices to buy more for upside for short to medium term. All right. Okay, so same goes with the NASDAQ 100 index and gold. Okay, gold was rising. Okay, inflation was going lower. Inflation and now people are expecting that we're going to have hyperinflation or inflation, and which is going to drive the gold higher. All right, but that's not going to be the case. All right, and if Fed is going to raise the interest rate, let's say in 2022, all right, are going to give guidelines, right, within next years. Okay, obviously they're gonna give guidelines. They cannot keep buying the bonds, all right, unlimited QE. At some point they're gonna give guidelines. They're gonna say that what they're gonna do with their unlimited QE, and those guidelines can give an idea that up to which level the weaknesses which we are having on the dollar can go, all right, and that can drive the dollar higher and can drive the gold lower and silver lower as well. Okay, so gold is not at the best spot to buy for something like 500 to $1,000 move. Okay, so gold gonna start to react to to interest rate hikes. All right, so we're gonna have Fed meeting next in this month. All right, so we may have guidelines. Okay, so Fed can provide us guidelines what they're gonna do with their stimulus plan, and that can make a picture much clearer on dollars, right, on dollar. So on gold we are having a deeper pullback. Okay, so gold can correct over there, right, and can push more higher up to 1900, all right, or above 1900, and then again drop. Okay, so or a sharp sell over there. If sharp sell comes over there, okay, then gold to keep dragging lower all the way. So we are expecting gold to go at least up to $1,600. Okay, up to $1,600 before going to do anything. So gold is not a best opportunity for either direction. Not a best opportunity for buy or not a best opportunity for sell at the current price, because you can trade on it for short term, all right, but trade with care, right? So same goes with this. Silver is slightly different. Okay, so we are looking silver to drag lower up to within these areas up to 17. All right, and last week, as I said, if you see bounce off from the previous low, then look for another leg higher, okay, or correction, then more drop. Okay, so you got to bounce off over there nicely, another leg higher. Okay, now the move which you are having over there on the silver, that move to complete all the way back to the previous top. Okay, so up to flat formation. Okay, now keep pushing higher. Okay, back to that top and then drag lower this flat formation to break down for the downside. All right, so Bitcoin is still struggling, right, at the 20K marker. So we got a nice aggressive sell last week on it, and then recovery, and then we got the new high. You can see that on almost 20,000, right? So nothing changed on this chart. Okay, and we got the breakup on lower time frame for another leg higher, right, last week. Okay, this breakout. Okay, so this week you are looking again that aggressive sell, sharp sell from this to come. Okay, so if sharp sell is not coming, then let that push more higher. Okay, another leg higher. Okay, go slightly beyond the previous top. Okay, so there is no reason to buy Bitcoin at these levels. Okay, as I said, you don't have law enforcement kind of stuff on Bitcoin like you have on fiat currencies. Okay, so no regulations. We can say that no regulations. Okay, breakout and then drop again. Some central banks are trying, okay, to bring their own digital currency, like China, EU, right? Once they're gonna have their digital currency, okay, and that digital currency gonna have regulations like fiat currency, and you can move that currency, you can move that your money across the border without any problems, all right, and at cheap cost. Yeah, then who's going to buy these coins? Who's going to go after the cryptos? Yeah, some people are not agree with this logic, all right, but that's what you're going to see. Okay, so more like a central kind of system, all right? So central banks are not going to give, yeah, control over money to private people or individuals, all right? Governments and central banks are not going to let that happen. That's for sure. Right? So right now, currently, Bitcoin is behaving like PayPal or other online, you know, companies which you use to move your money, right, across the the globe, all right, or across the border. So once you can have a central, I mean, bank's digital currency, all right. So then who's going to buy these coins? So means that the strength you see there on the Bitcoin just based on speculation that this is going to be you know, the Bitcoin is going to be a, you know, main source to move money across the border. Yeah, that's just a speculation, right? So that's not going to happen, all right? So speculators still can drive that high. Okay, so this does not mean that you cannot see strength on the Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin still can go higher, right? But there is no, I mean, there is just speculation. There is just speculation on the Bitcoin that the Bitcoin going to go higher. So again, take all precautions if you're a buyer over there, okay, and having coins, then make sure you take profit on time and wait for aggressive sell. Okay, once the aggressive sell comes, okay, then join that for the downside. Okay, so it's still in a correction, struggling, all right, so it's simply struggling. Okay, so that can break out for another leg higher before going to drop. Okay, and then you're looking it to drag aggressively for more downside, aggressively lower. So oil, okay, so oil is trying to break up, all right? So going into the, let's go to the old chart first if I get that chart. Okay, so looking for oil to drag lower for one more leg, and then we were looking for this to complete that leg there. Again, form new low there and then continue to go higher. So we are within that trend. Okay, within that trend, we complete that correction. Now we are within that trend for more upside on oil. Okay, so the longer term target on oil is 65 or 70 areas. Okay, so this another leg higher. Okay, this is longer term target. But currently we are not anticipating that move. Okay, we are anticipating oil to struggle, slowly push more higher, and then again drop back within these areas. Okay, back to that low, or a bigger correction over there back to that trend line and then go higher. Okay, OPEC countries were struggling last week to reach to an agreement. Okay, so they increased the output with almost, I think, 500 k. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what was the figure, but somewhere there. Okay, so they increased that. So oil slightly went higher, then again started to struggle. All right. So you're basically looking for aggressive sell on oil from the top, okay, correct, and then drag lower this move. Yeah, so yeah, okay, so a possibility exists that we're not gonna see sharp sell on oil, okay, and oil gonna keep pushing higher slowly the way it is doing right now, right, the way it is doing right now. Okay, it can keep pushing higher like that. So then there are going to be a short-term buy opportunities. Okay, so short-term buy opportunities like that. These trades. Okay, these trades for short-term buy opportunities. So just be careful if you're buying oil at those tops, because let that to dip first for a decent price. Same goes with this oil, okay, with the Brent. All right, same goes with that. And natural gas, we got a dip on it, okay, and so daily time frame is correcting over there, okay, and we are having that correction over there, more upside. So natural gas is not a best opportunity, guys, these days, all right, because prices are not picking up while weather, is changing. So this to correct again, short-term buy opportunity from these lows and then again dip, okay, not a best opportunity, natural gas. That's the formation, okay, a kind of neutral analysis. Copper. All right, so copper we are having a tremendous strength on the copper, okay. Copper is just giving us a signal, yeah, 5,000 barrels a day in January. Thank you, Anthony. So yes, yeah. So if they're going to meet after every month now, okay. Again, we're gonna have similar issue in next month, yeah. And oil gonna stay under pressure until we're not gonna see demand pick up in the West. Okay, so copper is sending a strong signal that we may see asset price bubble very soon. All right, the way copper is just pushing higher, all right, this is telling us that similar kind of bubble is information which we have seen in 2008, all right, or or you can see that, okay, I mean in okay, in 2011, right, similar kind of move is just happening after 2008 crisis, okay. We have seen a tremendous weaknesses and then picked up, then went higher, okay. So it can do that. So it's sending a signal. So it's not sending a signal for strong demand, all right. So there is no that kind of issue, right. So copper shortages, there is no copper shortages. Copper shortages is not there. So it's just pushing higher because investors are expecting that there's going to be inflation, okay, that's pushing higher. All right, so it still can continue, all right, so it still can continue the trend for more upside, all right. But the trade which we're going to have over there on the copper going to be the sell opportunity for long to the downside, which is not there yet, okay, which is not there yet, like that move, okay, that's not there yet. So how you gonna trade on this chart, okay. So if I'm going to look at the lower time frame, trend is still super strong, all right. So you can see that super strong trending move over there. So you are looking for a correction, okay, and continuation for more upside, and then drop, okay. If correction is not appearing over there, then a very very strong sell off first, and then you get in, stop, and then you're looking it to drop lower. So this is going to be a counter trend trade, all right. So going against the strength on the copper, going to be a counter trend trade. So make sure you trade with carefully and use reasonable stop, okay. So make sure you see that kind of aggressive sell on it, okay, and then more downside like that. So far, if you're going to sell copper from current price, means that you are going to burn yourself, all right. You are simply going to kill yourself. You're going to sell it now because the trend is super strong, all right, and that trend still can keep pushing higher. Okay, you can see correcting, just breaking, correcting, just breaking, correcting, just breaking, correcting, just breaking, all right, correcting, just breaking out. Okay, so it can continue to keep pushing higher. So you look at this first. Okay, if that move is going to come, then you are looking to sell this chart, all right. Dollar index. So at the end of the the meeting today almost. Okay, so very much same analysis like the euro dollar chart. Okay, let's just reverse that. ECB rate decision, this too drag very aggressively, correct, and go down. Okay, back to these lows. Okay, this area. Right, so if I'm gonna look at the 4-hour time frame, still trending. Okay, so still no sign. All right, so you're looking for a strong aggressive move. Okay, so correct and that trade. Counter, same counter trend trade on this chart too, like copper. Okay, so dollar chief is also same, bounce off and that trade. Okay, so on a lower time frame, if I'm going to look at the 4-hour time frame, we were expecting it to bounce off last week. We did not see that. Okay, and price went lower, so it's forming new low now. Okay, so that trade. All right, so bounce off, correct, that trade. Okay, stop behind that once you're going to get into the trade. Okay, same goes with this chart too. Okay, if I'm going to reverse that, all these charts are forming new recent low. Okay, so quick correct that drop. Okay, or correct, go back up. All right, so on a 4-hour time frame, so we were looking this to break out last week or bounce off, if you remember. So we did not see bounce off over there. Okay, so sharp sell, correct, and that trade. Same again for the next week, counter trend move. All right, okay, so on a lower time frame, bounce off, correct, and go back up. All right, or correct and keep dragging lower. We are almost about to reach to the floor. So euro yen can slightly push more higher. All right, euro yen is in a trending move right now. Okay, so it slightly can push higher the way I'm showing there. Okay, before going to drag lower, but there's going to be a sell opportunity soon, guys, on this chart. So I'll try my best to update. Last week we were looking for this to drag lower, but it went higher. So if I'm going to look at this lower time frame, okay, so still trending for upside. Okay, so still can push higher, so still can push higher for another leg higher. So you simply keeping an eye on this previous high. Look at this high, you're looking at 27 area, 27 or 28 for sell opportunity. Okay, for that trade. Okay, and TAR gonna be that or slightly lower than that. Okay, same on this chart, same analysis. This chart slightly can push higher before going to continue to go lower. All right, so it can keep pushing, slightly push more lower before going to drag lower. Same trade going to be on this chart. Is you're watching that high for sell opportunity. Okay, so 118 or 119 for longer term. That's going to be the target. Okay, or this 12. CAD yen also can slightly push more higher before going to drop. Okay, so let that go higher and then this trade back to that low. Okay, these are daily charts, clear charts. Okay, so no need to break down the time frame, just stick to the daily time frame. Okay, so pound yen slightly can push more higher before going to. Okay, so let them break this previous high, all the yen pairs. All right, almost euro yen, chief, CAD, and pound. Okay, these 4 pairs, let them break this previous high and then start looking for downside. Okay, so pound CAD went lower on CAD strength. All right, okay, so went lower, and last week we were looking for this to pull back and then drop. So we got to pull back and then drop. So this week, okay, so we may see another leg higher. Okay, so this is not a best opportunity for the next week, guys. All right, so better to ignore that. Okay, so price to just stay within those ranges and then break down that weekly ranges for the downside. If test the top, test the previous high 175. All right, so it's a decent room over there still for upside. Then look for this to drop. So no continuation trades over there. So pound Australian dollar to break down for another leg lower up to that low, all right, and then go higher, or break out and continue to go higher. So we are currently, you can see that, a neutral on pound pairs just because of this Brexit uncertainty, all right, and just bullish on the euro pound and bearish on the pound chief. And on the rest pound pairs, we are still looking for the, clues that what outcome of this Brexit uncertainty going to be. There is no clear picture yet. Either we're going to have deal or no deal, all right. So then we may see clear market on the pound pairs, all right. So if you are trading on pound pairs, then make sure you trade with care for next couple of weeks, all right. A kind of neutral analysis on this chart and on the pound New Zealand dollar chart as well. Pound New Zealand dollar chart is at the low. Yeah, that's much better as we compare to this chart. Okay, so buy opportunity is at much better place on that chart. But again, that chart also, expose the Brexit uncertainty risk. All right. So keep that thing in mind. So dollar chief went lower last week. Okay, and just simply break out that and go higher. Not a best opportunity, but just keep, just stay in those ranges or break out and go higher. So euro chief, another leg lower or sideways movement. Okay, that trade back to that low within this area from the highest up behind that. Okay, then go lower. All right, so Turkish lira very much same like last week, hasn't changed a lot. Okay, so that chart. Dollar rand same like last week, hasn't changed a lot. They are still slowly pushing lower. Okay, there is no sign for the next leg yet on these charts. All right, so again, if you're gonna buy a dollar against emerging market currencies, there is a risk for being stopped out. Okay, because we are still within that weekly correction. Okay, we are still within the ABC move. That ABC move hasn't find a bottom over there. Once that gonna find a bottom over there, there gonna be a continuation trade on these currencies. Okay, that can happen over there. Once you're gonna see that the stronger sell is coming out on the equities, all right, then you're gonna see next leg over there. They're gonna be buy the dip opportunity on these currencies, something like that. Okay, but that can take months to years, guys. All right, just keep in that thing in mind. So I'm gonna look at this previous chart. Okay, so this correction took almost 750 days for the next leg to form. Okay, that leg. So same thing can happen. Okay, that correction took almost that much days, 750 days. So this correction already taken almost 250 days. All right, so it still can take a couple of hundred more days before going to continue to go higher. So there should be a clear picture on the dollar. Okay, clear fundamental picture on the dollar, what Fed is going to do for coming months. Then you're gonna see that next leg. Okay, but it is setting up for next leg. All right, next leg higher. On lower time frame, still trending move to the downside. Price is still struggling. Okay, no sign at all for the buy. Still pushing, keep pushing lower. Okay, so you're looking for aggressive bounce off, something like that, before you start looking for buy the dollar against the rand, or just a short-term bearish, not longer-term bearish. You already missed the lot of move right from the top. So just short-term buy and keep taking your profit for off for sells. Okay, so sellers, you should not stay into the trade for more downside, somewhere up to 12 or something like that. Same goes with the dollar peso. Okay, peso is more stronger than the rand. Okay, but formation is same. Ranges are getting tight over there. Okay, so you're looking a stronger aggressive move. Okay, and then go higher or another leg lower. So far, there is no price action. So keep waiting for that. Don't counter that strength. Okay, don't get into the trade until you see that there is a spike. Okay, when you see that the spike, put stop behind that, and then let the breakout to happen. If spike is not coming, don't trade, don't buy. Right? Even don't sell them at these levels. Okay, same goes with this chart. Okay, so Chinese regulators are, worried about, Chinese simply are worried about their currency strength, okay? And that they will not let that to keep pushing lower. Yeah. So soon you're going to see manipulation and you're going to see strength over there. Okay, the way I was showing this pattern formation from that top, okay, this wedge to break down. And there we were looking for buy opportunity, but we did not get that buy opportunity. Okay, now we are having a lot of strength on the Chinese yuan against the dollar, or dollar weaknesses are there. Okay, it still can drag lower up to 640. Okay, 640 gonna be a good price to watch for the dollar Chinese yuan to bounce off. All right, because they said, Chinese said that they are watching strength of their currency very closely, and they may intervene once they water is above the level. Okay, they can intervene then. Okay, so far they said that this is the price. Okay, up to which level it can push. Okay, up to this level, dollar Chinese yuan can push up to 640, right? And they're gonna be a clear sign from the Chinese once they're gonna start intervening into the market. Okay, then you're gonna see a strong aggressive breakout of that longer term downtrend. Okay, downtrend, and you're going to see correction, and you're going to see continuation for more upside. The way price has already done there. Okay, you're going to see that this downtrend. Yeah, so you got a strong aggressive breakout of that downtrend, all right, and price was just keep pushing higher. So something like that kind of price action. So it will take some time, all right, but not ready to buy right now. Okay, still keep pushing lower. All right, so on equities, as I have already explained, need a decent correction over there. Okay, need a decent correction over there. Overvaluation is the issue right now. Okay, we may see profit taking over these levels on indices. All right, so small caps are doing tremendously perfect than the large caps. All right, Russell 1000, boom, breaking the previous high. Russell 3000, all right, so is just rising without any stop. Okay, so just broke the previous high and forming new high now. So I need a decent correction over there for upside. Okay, Russell 3000 is also, and German 30 is also. German 30 gonna be German 40 very soon, or maybe already. Okay, so UK 100 index is lagging, all right? So UK 100 index is lagging, as said last week, this correction, okay, that correction for buy at this area. So you got to bounce off from that low and going for the next leg, okay? So continue, correct, and keep pushing higher, or dip all the way back to that low. It is not at a best spot to trade, okay? So make sure you don't get trapped into this chart, okay, because it still can drag lower for another leg before 31st. I mean, because of the Brexit. Okay, so finally we are getting some strength from that low on this chart and going into the longer term direction. So same goes with this chart. All right, so breakout, keep pushing higher, correct, keep pushing higher, or deeper correction. All right, same goes with this chart. Need correction. Okay, need correction, need correction. Okay, need correction on the indices. All right, and on stock, it's pulling back. Okay, so you need a more pullback, a deeper pullback, right? So somewhere there are around 20 areas for more buy. Okay, so yeah, around 20 areas on this chart too, 20 or 25 areas. So I will update once I will see that there is opportunity. So they are correcting. Okay, last week what I said, you need a correction. So correction is just happening on these. These are electric car companies, okay? So electric car companies are just surging very, very aggressively, okay? So either this correction to break very, very aggressively, or a correction to keep, you know, getting a bit more deeper, right? Up to 20 or up to 25 areas, okay? And then more the deeper correction going to be, the best the buy going to be on these, okay? So this is also correcting. Okay, they are correcting, but the Tesla is jumping, right? And because Tesla is going to be included in S&P 500 on 21st of December, I think. And ahead of that, got a breakout, okay? So where I was showing you a breakout there. Okay, so you got a breakout of that next leg. Okay, so now correction. After 21st of December, we may see, you know, some weaknesses on this chart, all right? We may see some weaknesses. Is it a good buy timing? You know, that's what I have explained, right? Headhunter. So those who are buying the Bitcoin at 20,000, they're gonna pay a heavy price, all right? So 20,000 is not a mark to buy the Bitcoin. Okay, so correct and continue. Follow the follow the Tesla, okay? Amazon to continue, Microsoft to continue, okay? Microsoft to break out too, okay? And break out too. All right, so all these to continue to keep pushing higher after having the correction. Okay, as said last week, so you're watching the other, you know, you're watching the other coins, all right? So they are cheap, like Oita. Oita is cheap, right? So Litecoin is cheap. So same again, like last week, all right? Let them dip, flat formation, and then continue to go higher. Okay, so same goes with this chart, flat formation. Yeah, so flat formation, hold to dip lower, back to these lows. Okay, so their key buys, they can jump, they can take off. Just search, just Google over there. You can get the idea. All right, just Google over there. So I'm showing you these for longer term buy opportunities, right? So I'm not showing you these just for, you know, for a short term trading. Right? So I'm showing you to buy them and you know, hold their shares for longer term. So just Google, you know, Google and check which broker or which, you know, exchange is best for you. You can Google and you can get the idea and buy through them. Check first of all which broker is providing you this, okay? And they are for longer term buy, okay? They are not for short term buy, okay? If you look at the Tesla, so where was the Tesla in in right? So in February 2013, $6. So where is right now? Yeah, so it's close to 600, all right? And where are these? They were, you know, close to $2 at the start of this year. All right, and this is just recently went higher on 2nd of November. These are electric car companies, okay? And Biden is there in the Biden is the president in the US, and you guys know that, okay? So he loved to move to green energy, okay? And he said many times he's gonna move to the green energy as much quick as as they can, okay? And obviously something needs to replace these, you know, oil or diesel cars, and electric cars are trying to take that, right? To take their place. So value gonna be there on electric car companies. Okay. All right. So thank you very much for coming into weekly market outlook. Have a nice weekend and great weekend. We'll see you back. If you're looking for membership, okay, so just simply go to techtrainingacademy.com and check the membership levels are there. All right, so thank you very much. We'll see you back again in another weekly market outlook next week. Until then, bye bye.